Exploring the mysterious causes behind the death of Queen Elizabethan. Queen Elizabeth Rachel. I ascended to the throne in 1558, ushering in an era that would be marked by significant cultural, economic, and political developments, often referred to as the Elizabethan Age. Her reign, characterized by diplomatic maneuvers, the flourishing of the arts, and the expansion of the British Empire, solidified England's position as a global power. In her final years, Elizabeth I faced a decline in her health, which became a source of deep concern within her court. Her once robust constitution weakened, and her ability to govern with her legendary vigor diminished. This gradual deterioration influenced the stability and future planning of her kingdom. Leading up to her death in 1603, Elizabeth exhibited various symptoms that puzzled her physicians. She experienced progressive lethargy, loss of appetite, and intermittent fevers, which left those around her feeling helpless as traditional treatments of the era proved largely ineffective. Historians and medical experts have posited several theories regarding Elizabeth I's illnesses. Some suggest she suffered from diseases like cancer or pneumonia, while others speculate that her symptoms were the result of blood poisoning or an immune system weakened by previous illnesses like smallpox. Elizabeth contracted smallpox in 1562, which left her physically scarred and may have contributed to her long-term health issues. The disease was a serious threat during her reign, carrying with it not only immediate life-threatening dangers, but also potential long-term health consequences that could debilitate an individual over time. Speculation about cancer as a potential cause of Elizabeth I's death has intrigued historians. Given her symptoms and the medical understanding of the time, some suggest that she may have suffered from ovarian or breast cancer. However, without modern diagnostic tools, it remains a theory supported by circumstantial evidence. The practice of bloodletting was common in Elizabethan times, seen as a way to balance bodily humors. Unfortunately, for Queen Elizabeth I, frequent bloodletting could have weakened her already frail health. This treatment likely exacerbated her conditions, leading to further deterioration in her physical state. Elizabeth I's diet, rich in meats and sugars, typical of royal banquets, might have impacted her health negatively. Such a diet, lacking in fruits and vegetables, could have contributed to digestive issues, scurvy, or other vitamin deficiencies, complicating her existing health problems and contributing to her overall decline. The psychological stress associated with monarchy, especially as a female ruler in a male-dominated society, was immense. Elizabeth I faced constant political challenges, threats of assassination, and the pressure of maintaining her image as the Virgin Queen, all of which likely took a significant toll on her mental and physical health. Towards the end of her life, Elizabeth I refused most medications offered to her. This refusal might have been due to her mistrust of their effectiveness or fear of being poisoned, a common threat for monarchs of her time. Her decision inevitably left her with fewer options for relief as her health declined. Queen Elizabeth. I was known for her austere lifestyle, which may have contributed to her declining health. Preferring simplicity over excess, her restrained approach to eating and living conditions possibly weakened her immune system, making her more susceptible to illnesses that her lavish counterparts could fend off more effectively. Elizabeth's final days were marked by a series of troubling symptoms, including severe insomnia, weight loss, and an evident disconnect from her surroundings. These symptoms indicate a significant decline in her physical health, which was possibly exacerbated by her insistence on minimalistic living conditions, despite her advancing age and increasing frailty. Historical accounts reveal that Queen Elizabeth I exhibited erratic behavior as her health declined, which may have been influenced by her advisors. Their control over her medical treatments and health decisions could have led to misguided practices that did not adequately address her needs or the severity of her condition. The practice of bloodletting was common during Elizabeth's reign and was likely used as a treatment in her later years. However, this practice could have further weakened the queen by causing significant blood loss, leading to anemia and reduced ability to fight infections, ultimately compounding her health problems. Speculations about poisoning as a cause of Elizabeth's decline have persisted over the centuries. Political rivals had the motive to hasten her demise, considering her influential role and the lack of a clear successor. However, concrete evidence remains elusive, leaving this theory among the many speculations surrounding her death. Queen Elizabeth I's death in 1603 was a pivotal moment in English history, marking the end of the Tudor dynasty. Her passing triggered the succession of James VI of Scotland, uniting the crowns and laying the groundwork for the eventual formation of Great Britain under the Stuart monarchy. Medical practices in the 16th century, such as bloodletting and the use of herbal remedies, were rudimentary and often ineffective. The lack of advanced medical knowledge meant that conditions which could potentially be managed today were frequently fatal. This context is crucial in understanding the health struggles Elizabeth faced towards the end of her life. The absence of an autopsy on Elizabeth has fueled ongoing speculation about the exact cause of her death. Contemporary accounts and symptoms suggest various possibilities, but without modern forensic analysis, definitive conclusions remain elusive. This gap has led to a myriad of theories and debates among historians. Elizabethan's death symbolized more than just the end of her reign. It marked the conclusion of the Tudor era, a period that saw significant religious, cultural, and political change in England. Her leadership helped establish England as a major world power, influencing the course of international relations and maritime exploration. The cultural and historical impact of Elizabeth Warren's death extended far beyond the boundaries of England. She became an iconic figure, symbolizing a golden age of prosperity and cultural flourishing. Her death was not just the end of a reign, but the end of an era that continues to fascinate and inspire. Queen Elizabeth I's death can be contrasted starkly with that of other Tudor monarchs. While her predecessors like Henry VIII suffered from visible chronic ailments exacerbated by obesity and injuries, Elizabeth's decline appeared more subtle and was marked by intermittent symptoms over several years, reflecting a possibly less brutal but more mysterious health trajectory. The speculation that depression might have played a role in Elizabeth I's health is intriguing. The constant pressure of monarchy, including threats of assassination and the burden of public expectation, could have taken a significant psychological toll. This mental strain might have manifested physically, potentially weakening her immune system and contributing to her eventual decline. Elizabeth I's insomnia and disrupted sleep patterns are well documented, and they could have had profound effects on her health. Chronic sleep deprivation might have impaired her immune function, increased her stress levels, and exacerbated other health issues, painting a picture of a ruler struggling with the silent but deadly impact of sleeplessness. Primary sources about Elizabeth I's death are both rich and ambiguous, providing detailed accounts yet leaving much to interpretation. These accounts, including letters and eyewitness testimonies, offer insights into her symptoms and the treatments she received, but they often conflict, adding layers of mystery to the actual cause of her demise. The influence of royal physicians on Queen Elizabeth I's health decisions was significant. Entrusted with the monarch's well-being, these physicians often resorted to the limited medical knowledge of the time, including bloodletting and herbal remedies. Their decisions, based on the medical practices of the era, undoubtedly shaped the course of her health and ultimately her death. The public reaction to Queen Elizabeth I's death was profound. Citizens across England mourned the loss of their long-reigning monarch, whose rule had brought stability and a flourishing culture. Streets were thronged with people paying their respects, highlighting the deep connection she had forged with her subjects. Elizabeth's religious beliefs may have shaped her approach to end-of-life care, reflecting her Protestant convictions. She often spoke of her faith in God's will for her life and reign, which likely influenced her reluctance to aggressively treat her ailments, choosing instead to face her final days with spiritual acceptance. Artists and historians have depicted Elizabeth Warren through various portraits over the years, providing clues about her health. Changes in her appearance, skin texture, and physical robustness in these images suggest a gradual health decline, offering visual evidence of her aging and possibly chronic conditions. The role of hereditary diseases in Elizabeth Warren's health is a subject of interest. Given the medical history of the Tudor family, it is plausible that genetic factors contributed to her ailments. Studying her family's health patterns offers insights into the recurrent health issues that might have plagued her. Elizabeth I's personal correspondence offers additional clues about her health. Letters written in her later years reveal a decrease in energy and an increasing preoccupation with mortality. These documents provide a first-hand look into her physical and psychological state as she grappled with the implications of her declining health. The impact of aging on Elizabethan's health was significant, as it is for any individual. In her later years, she faced the physical declines common to aging, which likely exacerbated any existing health issues. This natural progression would have influenced her energy levels, susceptibility to illness, and overall physical resilience. Elizabethan's childlessness is a topic of much speculation and debate regarding its impact on her health. Some theories suggest that potential underlying health issues could have contributed to her inability to conceive, which might have had both physical and psychological effects, further complicating her overall health profile. Advancements in medical science since Elizabethan's era have been monumental. Had she had access to today's medical knowledge and technologies, conditions that might have seemed mysterious or untreatable during her time could have been diagnosed and potentially managed more effectively, possibly extending her life and improving her health. Elizabethan's death has been depicted in various forms of literature and art, each interpretation colored by the artist's or author's perspective and the prevailing sentiments of the time. These representations often reflect the mystique and enduring fascination with her reign and persona, as well as the speculation surrounding her health and death. Modern medical interpretations of Elizabethan's symptoms have led to various hypotheses about what might have ailed her, ranging from lead poisoning from cosmetics to cancers, or even advanced heart disease. These retrospective diagnoses suggest how today's medical approaches might analyze and treat similar symptoms in a historical context. Modern medical interpretations of Elizabethan's symptoms suggest multiple potential diagnoses that could explain her death. Advances in medical science allow today's experts to speculate that her symptoms might align with diseases like cancer or heart failure, which were not well understood or diagnosable during her lifetime. Historians remain intrigued by the mystery surrounding Elizabethan's death. While contemporary accounts provide some insight, the lack of an autopsy and detailed medical records leaves much to speculation. This historical ambiguity keeps the conversation about her final days lively and continually evolving as new theories are proposed. Elizabethan's lifestyle and regular activities are also under scrutiny for health clues. Her rigorous diplomatic engagements and the stress of maintaining monarchy might have exacerbated any underlying health conditions, contributing to her eventual decline. The physical demands of her role, coupled with her mental stress, were likely significant factors. The political implications of Elizabethan's death were profound, affecting not only England but also international relations. Her passing marked the transition from the Tudor dynasty to the Stuart reign, shifting the political landscape and alliances throughout Europe. This period was marked by uncertainty and strategic repositioning among European powers. In conclusion, the various theories about the cause of Queen Elizabeth's death weave a complex tapestry that highlights the intersection of historical record, medical speculation, and political consequence. Each theory offers a glimpse into the life of a monarch who lived under intense scrutiny and whose death marked an era's end.